Victor Wembanyama. Hey, it's me, Wemby! Victor Wembanyama is learning another tough lesson about America. Here in America, we are quick to embrace, and we are quick to re-embrace. We are quick to forgive and forget. But at the same time, Americans are also quick to turn their back on you. Within the span of about 3 weeks, Victor Wembanyama has went from hero. He's went from potentially being the next face of the NBA to becoming the league's biggest villain and proving that he is nowhere close to being ready to be the face of the league. A couple of weeks ago, Wemby was being celebrated. No one, and I mean no one, wanted to see the WWE Thunder in the NBA Finals. Hell, most people don't want to see the WWE Thunder in the regular season. No one wants to watch a collection of grown men pretending to be hit. If they wanted to watch that, they would watch the real professional actors in the WWE. When the Spurs advanced to the NBA Finals, this young team was being celebrated. At the time, most people, myself included, we thought this team was filled with young, likable players. Stephon Castle, Dylan Harper, Wemby. But all it took was 5 games on the NBA's biggest stage for Victor Wembanyama to transform from hero to villain. Make sure to like and subscribe. You can follow me on Twitter at KC_BTL84. Link to the main channels in the description below. Headline at The Athletic. Wemby leaves court without shaking hands after painful loss in NBA Finals. You know, Isaiah Thomas was already a villain before he refused to shake hands with Michael Jordan and the Bulls in the Eastern Conference Finals. But Isaiah Thomas has now been vilified for decades for that one refusal. Like Isaiah Thomas, this one incident, it's not the reason that Wemby has become one of the most hated players in the NBA. It is a series of incidents that is causing this. He elbowed Naz Reid. He demanded that role players get rough with Jared McCain during garbage time of the Western Conference Finals. You gotta remember, the WWE Thunder, they don't need assistants falling down. This team of wannabe actors, they fall over every time there's a polite fart. They don't need role players in garbage time who rarely see the court in the playoffs, providing them with assistance. During the NBA Finals, Wemby shoved Jalen Brunson to the court. No foul was called, and no flagrant foul was called after the fact. He refused to speak to the media after a game in the Western Conference Finals. The supposed face of the league is refusing to speak to the media. During Game 1 of the NBA Finals, Wemby stood there with his arms crossed during the playing of the national anthem. A lot of people took that as a sign of disrespect. Games 3 and 4 of the NBA Finals, Wemby was hiding in the locker room during the national anthem. He was playing hide and seek, which is a blatant form of disrespect to America. It is abundantly clear at this point, Wemby is not ready to be the face of the NBA. However, he is ready to be the biggest villain. And look, there is nothing wrong with being the villain. Matter of fact, the NBA needs more villains. Villains create rivalries. They generate interest. For years, Draymond Green has tried to be the biggest villain in the league. Problem with Draymond Green, his mouth is better than his game. Draymond Green has go-away heat. People don't want to see him lose. They just want Draymond Green to get off my TV. But with Wemby, he has the credibility on the court. And after a few years, he could go from being the biggest villain to being the face of the league. Before LeBron James became the face of the NBA, he was the league's biggest villain. After that doofus decision when he took his talents to South Beach, LeBron James became the most hated player in the league. He goes back to Cleveland. They have a rivalry with the Warriors, and LeBron James transformed from being the villain to being the face of the NBA. Of course, once he embraced mythical racism in 2020, LeBron went back to being hated, and he has been hated ever since. The point is, Wemby being the villain is not a bad thing at this stage of his career. The NBA needs a villain. They need someone to create rivalries. They need someone for casual fans to be against. And once he matures, once he is ready, then Wemby can become the face of the league. At that point, it would be a redemption story. Young, immature kid who was given the crown too early. He learns from his mistakes. People can relate to him. If there's one thing America loves, it's a redemption story. But in order for that to happen, Wemby is going to have to embrace America. And for Adam Silver in the NBA, that could be a serious problem. Sound off in the comments below. I'll see you guys later on the main channel.